What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we are going to be having a look at the Trick 'r Treat Studios Halloween 5 Revenge of Michael Myers 1/6 scale figure. Again, this figure was brought to you by Trick 'r Treat Studios. Got a picture of Michael there on the back. It's for ages 17 and up by Trancas International. Very, very, very nice. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get right into the figure, shall we? Alrighty, so I have some thoughts about this figure. I don't know if this figure, its issues like rely just on my copy, or if it's in general with everybody's copy or version of the figure, I should say. But taking it first out of the box, it looks great. It looks just like H5. Personally wish these, coveralls were darker. Wish they were more of a black than this light gray that they opted for, because that's not really accurate to the film. But my main issue with this figure is the articulation. If I show you guys, look how wobbly the legs are. It's real bad. It's mainly in the knee area, and it's mainly on this leg. The joints are so wobbly, and it just makes this figure go everywhere, and it is not good in any way. Aside from that, though, I love the sculpting on this figure. The way his hands are sculpted with the burns looks really, really nice. They're perfectly burnt, just how they were in Halloween 4, 5, and 6. All scarred and burnt up. Even though the jumpsuit's not the right color, looks great. It's a bit more of a rough material than compared to the H1 figure, which actually I'm going to bring out right now. Here you got both figures right here. The H5 has a really hard time standing. But standing next to each other, it does look as though the Halloween 1 just stands a little bit taller than the H5 does, which is interesting because I would have figured that he was taller than Castle. Don Shanks, which he is in real life. Nick Castle's about 5'10". Don Shanks, I think, about 6'1", or around there. But yeah, this material is so much more rough and less smooth and soft than this material is. As to what figure I like better, I obviously prefer the Halloween 1 version. If we'll bring in his knife and his other hand right here, I'm actually having a hard time getting the knife out of this hand, and I don't want it to break, so I kind of just left it in. It does give you a really hard time. And there, yep, there it goes. It just broke. See what I'm saying? It's like so jammed in there. It just won't come out. And it's gonna be a hard time trying to get it out. Here, one sec. I'm gonna do it off camera and then I'll come back. There we go. So I did manage to get it out. I'm gonna have to end up super gluing this, or something like that, just to get it to stay in there for now. Because again, like I said, the knife did end up breaking, as you guys saw on camera. But what I did want to show you is kind of do a little size comparison to the 78 knife, which is now going to be like next to impossible. But in terms of the blade, the 78 blade is significantly bigger than the Halloween 5 blade, as it should be. The knife in 78 was huge. The one in H5 wasn't all that big. But yeah, there was his knife. I was going to display him with it. Now I'm going to have to get the super glue out and super glue it. We'll move that figure out of the way. But yeah, overall, though, I really do enjoy this figure. Let me take off the head so I can get a closer look at the head sculpt here. I think this head sculpt is phenomenal. This looks just like H5. I love how they blacked out the eyes. I really wish they would have did that for the H1 figure. But they got everything, man, down to even the triangle on the nose. They got the water droplets for eyebrows, the big neck. You even got some like little excess hairs that were painted on. This head sculpt is just fantastic. And it even has like, because the H5 head sculpt has like this looking up. You can see how it's kind of looking up. Like that's not holding it straight. This is holding it straight. And it always looks up. It was just the way that they ended up sculpting it. To where he's just always looking up. And it's something I always noticed in the movie, which was interesting to me, that the fact that he's just always looking upward. But yeah, I think they did a fantastic job sculpting this head. Looks amazing. Obviously, you always got to have the collar down, because this is the version of Michael Myers that doesn't have the collar up. You could put the collar up if you wanted to, which I've actually never tried. I'm curious to see how that would look. Let me see if we can maneuver this collar up. Just like that. Doesn't make it look any better. I was hoping maybe that, you know, it would look a little better with the collar up. It doesn't really. It just, if anything, it exacerbates the size of the neck. So I'm going to keep it down like that. But it still looks great, you know. But yeah, my main issues with this figure are the joints. But yeah, he's got the full twist of the head, the double jointed. Actually, this guy does not have double jointed elbows like the H1 does. I completely forgot about this, actually. He does not have double jointed elbows. The H1 does. This one doesn't. I don't know if it's the same for the knees. No, the knees are double jointed. It's just in the elbows that don't have it, which is interesting. I'm curious as to why they went that route with this figure. The feet are very loose. The boots have a good design. It's pretty much the exact same boot as the H1, aside from the green being gone. Yeah, even though this figure does have its issues, I still do love it. Just wish it was, you know, built a little stronger, because this thing falls apart very, very easily. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this review. Sorry it wasn't the longest review in the whole world. But if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.